Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here with Saturday Night Live review. Scarlet Johansson, some guy named, I can't remember, Neil Horan or something like that as a musical guest. Now, I did a video, because usually I hang out with John Saturday nights, and I haven't been reviewing a lot of Saturday Night Live specials. We were supposed to go, do a bunch of stuff, because we usually hang out like Saturday and stuff like that, on Saturday. And the weather was really horrible today, and then going into tomorrow, real bad weather. And so that way, usually that I do a live. I said I was going to do a live stream, and didn't do very well. And then I started a live review. And I'm kind of glad we stayed home. Stayed home because on the news there was an accident in Edinburgh, around there where John lives, and a couple people, and someone, got killed. So, and they blocked off the traffic. It's supposed to be really horrible. And I want to dedicate this video to Timothy Jordan. He asked if I was going to do a Silent Live review. Yeah, And it's really interesting. Hold on. It's really interesting. He has, on his avatar, he has some kind of monkfish. I mentioned that before. Some people didn't know what the hell it was. He knew what I was talking about. And monkfish is like a very grotesque, slimy looking fish used in cuisine and stuff like that. It's supposed to be very tasty, but looks horrible. So I'm dedicated to him, and he said, if I was going to do silent review, and then he said, sorry I didn't wait to the end of your video, lol. So, in this video, Scarlet Johansson Hosts, it starts off with a cold opening, and they were going to talk about the impeachment and stuff. And it started off like, they're trying to do like a holiday theme, Christmas thing. They had like this, similar, snowman character similar to the one in the old Rankin Bass claymation things. The one with the mustache that was voiced by Burl Ives. One thing I want to say about Burl Ives, I was always a big Burl Ives fan. I love that song, especially Silver and Gold he did. And I always thought he was a very lovable Burl Ives. And then I remember my dad, we got a western called Big Country, I think it was called, and he played a bad guy in there. And he was a bastard. Played such a good bad guy. Remind me of everyone always thinks Eddie Albert's a lovable guy in Green Acres. He plays a good bad guy. I would get mad. Burl Ives plays a good bad guy too. I think he won an Oscar for that. Anyways, I had the character, the snowman, and it interwove a tale of how people were talking. Three different families were talking about the impeachment. One during Christmas and stuff like that. And one was one was probably Democrat, one was Republican, one was for, one was against. So we shouldn't talk about that. And then they had an African American family said, "Do you think the new Bad Boys 3 is going to be any good?" They're wondering if it's going to be the same Martin Lawrence or a different Martin Lawrence. And then they're saying they're talking about he's going to get elected again with the way white people are and stuff like that. It wasn't really that funny, but I thought it was clever. It was an interesting idea for a cold opening. Enough for me to give it a mild 5 out of 10. Now, next was the monologue, and the monologue has Scarlett Johansson. Like said, she plays Black Widow in the Avengers movies. Now, this year, I think we're going to see more female-driven comic book movies, because you have Black Widow, you have Wonder Woman 1984, I believe, and you have the new Harley Quinn. And it was weird because Harley Quinn, very first time at the beginning of a movie, at the very beginning of It Chapter 2, it was a trailer for a Harley Quinn movie. I never seen a trailer for a Harley Quinn as part of the movie. I don't know if that's going to be on the DVD release, if they're going to keep it like that or cut it out or what. I don't know. The monologue was interesting. They showed her, and they showed like Christmas characters turning into dust like they did in Endgame. No, Infinity War. And it was kind of interesting. She said she got to fight Thanos at the time. Pete Davidson had bought bought that glove with the Infinity Stones on eBay. And I thought that was interesting. It wasn't that funny, but it was enough for me to give a 5 out of 10. After that, they went to commercial, and they had a commercial for the new Doctor Dolittle reboot. Now, the first I heard about this was whenever John and I went to see Knives Out, the Who Done It. Leaving the theater, they had a bunch of movie posters, and they had a Doolittle one with Robert Downey Jr. It's like, anyone wanted to see another Doolittle movie? I saw that. I saw the Eddie Murphy one. I never saw the original one. I started to, and I just lost interest. Because it was like way over 2 hours. It didn't interest me. I have a feeling it's gonna flop. I don't think anyone's in it. And I saw like the polar bears, on the water with the, and I had a strange um, recollection of the movie Golden Compass. And I thought it was going to be an awesome movie. I hated Golden Compass. Golden Compass sucked. So I have a feeling that's going to be a big flop. Now, 1917 is going to play in January 2, and I want to see that in the theater. Hopefully the weather will be good enough to see. I know Star Wars is like that. Star Wars is going to play in the theater forever, but I don't know how long 1917 is going to play. The World War II one that's supposed to be like one continuous shot. I want to see that in the big screen. Now that looks good. Now that's coming on January 2, because a lot of times movie studios will use January, February as a dumping ground to get rid of like unworthy movies they don't have faith in. But except for, I know 1917 is going to be good. Well, anyway, I think we're getting off track. Next was Santaland, and it had basically it was like, welcome to Santaland the mall, and they had like these two elves come out, and they're just some people with attitude doing songs that weren't really Christmas related. It was okay. Songs were a little catchy. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't funny. The only thing funny at the very end, they had kids dancing. They had parents and the kids at the bottom, and a little kid going like this. That was fun. I think he hammed it up. I thought that was really funny. I give that 2.5 out of 10. And once again, the new Asian cast member is terrible on the show. I think he plays a one-dimensional character. There were 3 spots. The first 3 things he had on the show, he played the exact same character. He did on that too. I think he's terrible. And I had something else to say about him where he actually did a little bit better towards the end of the show. And then I found that Eddie Murphy's going to be hosting on the 21st, and that should be interesting. I hope they bring back Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Now, I was watching the Saturday Night Live Christmas special on Thursday. I couldn't remember if I reviewed it or not, and I remember I did review it. I was going to do, I don't think I did, I was going to do a review of it, I didn't do it. But they had something really criminal on there where they were showing like, there was a couple times they showed like a clip from a classic show that was actually funny, a skit, and then they cut it off. They had like a minute of Mr. Robinson, they cut it off. That was criminal because they were showing all these newer clips that were sucked really bad. Now next came the Macy's clothes commercial. Show like clothes that kids hate, like this sweater's too hot, or these shoes hurt my feet, or like these pants are uncomfortable and stuff. That was brilliant. That was really, really funny. It's so close to home. That was really, really funny. They hit gold on that one. That was a 10 out of 10. That was the only really, really funny skit on the show. If you get a chance, look up the Macy's, I don't even know what it's called on YouTube, look at the Macy's clothes commercial. That was brilliant. It starts off like a regular clothes, and it's really, really funny. That was fantastic. That was really, really good. Next was Office Party. Like I said, Scarlett Johansson was fine on the show. There was like 2 people that were saying like inappropriate things, getting fired, and they brought him out and they were trying to apologize, and they were against Scarlett Johansson. Then the other guy was Keenan Thompson playing this old guy, lovable old guy, and he was just silly. And he just played a silly part in it. Like a silly old guy had too much to drink. I thought that was kind of funny. Not enough to really give it a high rating, but I give it a 4 out of 10. Next was a Netflix skit about Kellyanne Conway marriage. Her and her husband, 2 polar opposites, because he hates Trump. She works for Trump, loves Trump, and he hates Trump. That pretty much went nowhere. It just wasted a lot of time. That was a 2 out of 10. Next was that Neil Horan guy, and he did like a rock song, kind of. I mean, very mild on the rock. But on the rock and roll for like that type of rock and roll, probably for him, and that type of music. It was very predictable. I get a 3 out of 10. I didn't care for it at all. Next up was Weekend Update. It had like one joke that was funny about the Donald Trump on the Time magazine cover, and then they had the only thing I really liked on was Baby Yoda at the very end. And like I said, they had that new Asian cast member on doing the same exact skit, same exact stick he did in the other 2 episodes. No range whatsoever. He was terrible. But Baby Yoda was kind of cool. I give it a mild 3 out of 10. Next was the Hot Tub Ghost. And that went on, well, that was really lame. Went on way too long. I would have gave that a 1. But I mean, you got to see like 3 girls in a bikini. They were one pieces, but a bikini top. So, I mean, I was better than nothing. When the commercial for 1917, that looks fantastic. Next was a Hallmark Channel dating show skit. And I thought it was clever. Not funny, really. But clever. It's like the dating game, but done in a totally clean, antiseptic way that the Hallmark Channel is, like super, super clean and antiseptic. And totally sanitized, kind of. But cliched. I don't know if that makes any sense. I get a mild 3 out of 10. It was clever, but not funny. Next was, they did a music video, Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. And what could have, I mean, I kind of knew exactly where it was going. And then they kind of just let you off the hook. It just ended up being kind of lame. I got a 2 out of 10. Next was music by a Neil Horan guy, Hair and the Horn guy. And that was a super slow song. I hated it. That was a 1 out of 10. Next was the grill restaurant where they had that Asian cast. I can't remember his name. They new Asian cast. I think that was the very first Asian cast member they had on Saturday Night Live. Cause, I mean, so all eyes are focused on him because it's something new. I think he needs to be better, but he showed some range this time. So I give him that. It was a clever skit. I mean, him and this one girl, they were waiting for a reservation, or they didn't get a reservation. They had to wait by the bar till a table opened up or something like that. And there was a choking poster, and they were the people on, they were the people that posed for the choking poster. And then they got a whole bunch of people coming to take pictures with them and stuff like that. It wasn't really that funny, but it was clever enough for me to give it 2.5. Now, the last one was another thing where they have like 2 people sitting down and they interview like 3 people. Same setup as Innotech Lab. And I thought it'd be funny. They were having a new thing where they could read the minds of pets. And they had the girl's dog on there. And the only reason I'm giving it a 1.5 stars is because the dog was cute. But ended up just turning into they showed what the dog was seeking. Ended up being like a back and forth thing about Trump getting impeached. And they completely blew what could have been something funny. And they should have had a cat on there too, but cats would run away. But I mean, the dog was cute. And then they had a little pig on the end, it was cute. But it was all political stuff. It just wasn't funny. And then they had the ending of it. I mean, I think they said callan. I don't know if it's true about Scarlett Johansson, that Colin Chase guy going out or something like that, or being an item. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, that was just weird, like the Ariana Grande, Pete Davidson thing. Maybe. I don't know. He's lucky. He's very lucky. Maybe it's the thing. I don't know. I don't follow like the tabloids and stuff like that, but it's possible. She had announced that, I think at the very beginning or something. It's possible. Because she even mentioned, said, what happened I do go there, fire my fiance? And I didn't understand that. That didn't make any sense. And then, or something. I guess maybe they get married. He considers himself very, very lucky. And that was pretty much it. I think they only had one stellar thing. I mean, And that was the Macy's commercial. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. All the other skits just weren't that funny or clever or interesting enough to pass, or just clever, not funny. Overall, I give this show a 4 out of 10. Mostly it was just clever ideas, some clever ideas, but not executed well or not funny, except for the Macy's clothes commercial. So I hope you liked this review of Saturday Night Live, where Scarlett Johansson hosted and Neil Horn guy did the music. So until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion. We'll see if the new cast member, improves. They might as well just switch him out with a guy on Superstore. You never know. I'd probably get some hate for saying that.